Ocean View Hills is in a very high fire hazard severity zone. What does that mean if you live here or own property here? It means the Zone 0 regulations will apply to you. Hey everyone, it's Chris. I'm here with Zone 0 California. And before we get started here, I want to remind you we are giving away a free pedestrian gate, courtesy of Color Bond by Durabond. It is an all-steel gate designed and made in Australia, built to withstand the intense heat of wildfires. Of course, we're giving it away as part of our subscriber drive here. We're trying to get to 500 subscribers and we'll be giving away that gate. And then every 500 subscribers after that, we will continue to do a giveaway. So in order to win, obviously you need to subscribe. And then you need to go to zone0california.com and fill out the form to download your free Zone 0 PDF checklist guide. All right, so Ocean View Hills in the San Diego area, not far from the border of Mexico, is in the middle of a very high fire hazard severity zone as demarcated on the maps issued by CAL FIRE. So essentially what it means is this area is all extremely prone to the most severe damage in the event of a wildfire, all right? So that means the Zone 0 regulations the state's about to finalize and put forth, we expect this month, March 2026, will directly apply to you. What does that mean? It means you have a timer or a countdown until you must comply with these new building codes. So first of all, if you have an existing home or property here, and that's mainly who we're trying to reach with this message and this video to raise the awareness of Zone 0, is you will have to essentially retrofit or rebuild parts of your home around the 0 to 5 foot radius. And what does that look like? It looks like your landscaping, your fences, your gates, your decks, your patios, perhaps pergolas, obviously, and then your siding and your roofing. And these building regulations dictate that all building materials must be non-combustible, Class A building materials. So if you have landscaping, it may be required for you to transition from grass to gravel in the first 5 feet, the 0 to 5 feet. Certain kinds of plants may need to be removed or changed. You may need to get rid of certain types of planters and replace them with pots. Obviously, if you have an old wood fence, mainly redwood or cedar, that will need to be replaced. Now, the good news when it comes to fences, gates, and decks, patios, is that not all wood needs to be replaced. Or I should say, certain types of woods are permitted. There are some woods allowed and approved by CAL FIRE. For example, Kayu Batu, it's a hardwood used for decking, siding, fences, gates. That is approved, so that's good for use. Of course, if you have a deck, you may want to consider transitioning to composite material, like perhaps TimberTech or Trex or something like that. And again, if you have a patio railings that are constructed out of redwood, you may need to replace that as well. And then it comes to your siding. Of course, if your home was built during a certain period, you may have wood siding. And then there's roofing, and of course most roofing material is most likely non-combustible flame retardant to begin with. But I will point out, what if you have a collection of dry leaves on your roof and you don't clean it off regularly, and then a major wildfire event happens, we have an ember storm, those embers blow and land on your roof. There may be enough fuel there from that combustible material accumulated on your roof where it might be too much for your home to handle. So that's what this is all about. It's about fire hardening, prevention, mitigation of damage in these very high fire hazard zones. Now, what I usually do after this is go take a drive around these neighborhoods to kind of show you on the map where these very high fire hazard zones begin. And sometimes we take a drive into a neighborhood and point out the types of areas for concern when it comes to Zone 0, like pointing out old wood fences and stuff like that. So that's what we're gonna do. Once again, my name's Chris, I'm with Zone 0 California. We're giving away a free pedestrian gate every 500 subscribers. We're doing our first giveaway at 500 subscribers, so make sure you subscribe. Go to zone0california.com and download your free PDF checklist guide. All right, let's take a drive around Ocean View Hills, San Diego, California. Hey, it's Chris. All right, so we're back in the truck here. Let me just show you the map. So this is your CAL FIRE map here, and we're in this area right here off of the 905, State Route 905, up north of that, past Otay Mesa Road, and over here where Ocean View Hills Parkway begins. So if I zoom out, you can tell that along Otay Mesa Road here, this is all red, and south of that is red, and that kind of continues all the way south to the border there. So from the 905 state road or state freeway, state highway, all the way south of that, it's all considered very high fire hazard severity zone. To the east here, I'm sorry, to the west, we were flanked by the 805 freeway. So that kind of shows you, or gives you an idea of like where this zone is. So, but we're north of that right here. And you could tell, okay, so this particular part, Ocean View Hills, is sort of only orange. So, and then you have a small pocket in white here, which is, I guess, they consider safe. What I will tell you is this. These zones tend to topographically coincide with hills, with elevated areas. So this white area could potentially just be like a little valley. So if I zoom out here, you can see as we go north, and you see this little orange arm here that goes from like east to west. I believe that's north of Palm. Is that Palm Ave? Yeah. This also happens to coincide with like a park. So that area right there, I believe, is also like a state park, and we'll drive up there. So we're gonna drive up the road here, follow Ocean View Hills, get to Palm, back to the 805, and then kind of head north into Chula Vista area, and just to kind of outline and trace this for you. So what road is this up here? This is Orange Avenue. So we're gonna drive along this road. Just keep this map in mind here, right? I'm just doing this. I do this to like kind of take you on the ground, the viewer, to give you an idea. Again, we're really just trying to raise awareness about this Zone Zero stuff, because it is going to affect so many people. Now the development over here, actually, you know what? Let's just take a little drive into this Ocean View Hills neighborhood and see if we can't find any potential Zone Zero areas for concern. Now it may be a gated community, I don't know, but we'll see. So all right, there's a street that turns in over here. We'll see if we can get into the neighborhood here, and I can find any kind of Zone Zero issues. All right, so you know, normally what we look for is wood gates and fences between the houses, and sure enough, we've got wood fences and gates between all these houses. Yep. So these hypothetically will all need to be replaced. I mean, every house on this block so far, it's all been wood, fence, and gate. So Ocean View Hills definitely would be able to benefit from our giveaway. So got, oh yeah, just every house so far, every single house, it's all wood, gate, and fence in between them. That is exactly the kind of Zone Zero stuff. Now I want you to take a look here at this house in the corner in the landscaping, and notice how many trees are within 5 feet of this house, right? All those palm trees. Those palm trees are practically hanging over the roof of the house. And again, right here on the corner, that's a wood fencing gate, right? Goes right up to the house. So Zone Zero, 0 to 5 feet. Every house in this neighborhood has a wooden fence or gate between them. Ocean View Hills, when you guys are ready, hopefully you find this video, I want you prepared and not scared. Of course, make sure you subscribe, and then go download our free Zone Zero checklist guide at zonezerocalifornia.com. And if you want to be put in touch with contractors, you can reach out to us there. Okay, so Ocean View Hills, this community definitely has a lot of Zone Zero compliance concerns. And again, we're doing this to show just how many people this is going to affect, right? Pretty much every single home in this one community alone is going to need a new fence and gate. So we're going to continue with our drive here. We're going up Ocean View Hills Parkway, We're gonna loop back around to where the 805 intersects at Palm Avenue. And again, everything pretty much east of the 805 and yeah, pretty much east of the 805 here up towards Chula Vista is all high and very high fire hazard severity zone areas. So I'll tell you what we'll do is we'll cut the video here. We'll keep it short and sweet, but as again you saw from just taking one quick drive into one of these communities how many people are going to be affected by this stuff. So reach out to us at zonezerocalifornia.com. We'll find tractors. We'll put you in touch with contractors in your local area, licensed contractors, and together we'll get through this. Thanks.